Hey everyone, it is Alyssa from Planned Alyssa. I am here with this week's What I Sold on Etsy video. I'm going to apologize in advance because my neighbors are apparently doing something next door they just started that's making a lot of noise, and I don't know if the microphone's going to pick it up, but if it does, that's what's going on. I'm not really sure what's going on, but it's something noisy. And it's a snowy day here in Pennsylvania. We kind of get spoiled. We had some spring weather. We had some spring weather back in February, and the past couple of days have been really nice here, and now it's snowing. So we're back to winter. It feels like springtime though because I'm going to my first rummage sale of the season tomorrow. It is an early one. In fact, this sale I sometimes miss because it comes so early that I'm not even looking for sales yet. But it is a decent sale over in New Jersey, so hopefully I find some good stuff. I am going to have to wait out in the cold in the morning to go into it because it is going to be a chilly morning tomorrow, and there's probably going to be snow on the ground, but springtime, it's right around the corner. And hopefully I find some good stuff. If I do, I will make a haul video to show you guys what I picked up. And speaking of upcoming videos, okay, I asked last week if anyone had interest in a live merch video, and quite a few of you said that you do, so I am going to be putting one out there. Not going to be right away. It's actually not going to be until March 22nd, which is a Wednesday. Going to do it in the evening, so 9 p.m. my time. I'm in Pennsylvania, so that's Eastern time. So you have to, figure out what that is for you, depending on where you live. I know that's kind of early for you West Coasters, but if I do it much later than that, I'll be asleep because, I wake up before 6 o'clock in the morning most days here, and there's just so much energy that I have, and so too late in the day, and I'll be falling asleep, and that won't be good. But it's going to be on the topic of Amazon merch and, print on demand in general, so if you are interested in that and have some questions about that, I do invite you to tune in for that. Of course, there will be a replay available too, and this is my first live video that I'm doing by myself, so bear with me because there may be some technical difficulties, but I'll try to make it work, and yeah, we'll just have some fun with it. And of course, if it goes well, I'll do some more live ones coming up in the future. But now, without further ado, here's information that is about what I sold this week. So I had a better week on Etsy. I didn't meet my sales goal, but I did better than I have last week, and I think the week before too. I sold 13 items this week, a lucky 13, for a total of $149. So that's not too bad, especially for this time of year. Like I say, my sales goal is $200 for the week, so I did fall short of that, but I am pretty happy with my sales overall for the week, and I will go ahead and show you each of the different items that sold, how much they sold for, and as always, keep in mind that that price is just the selling price of the item, so it doesn't include any fees that I paid to Etsy or fees that I paid to purchase the item, and doesn't include the fees that the buyer paid to have the item shipped to them. So without further ado, here is everything that I sold this week on Etsy. Started off the week by selling some items from the clearance section of my shop. These are items I've had a while, so I've marked them down to 50% off and see if I can move them out before I have to just get rid of them and donate them somewhere. So the first item I sold was this plush Garfield. He's dressed up as the Easter Bunny, so it's the right time of year, I guess, for him to sell. He sold for $5. I originally had him priced at $10. I cannot remember where I picked him up because I have had him a long time. It was a pretty good week, by the way, for 80s nostalgia items. This was the first that sold, but I sold a couple more too. I sold this coat rack, also from the clearance section of my shop, for $20. Originally had it priced at $40. I thought this was the coolest thing ever when I picked it up at a thrift store. As you can see, it's got some gnomes on it, a little gnome house. It's wood, painted, a nice size wall mount coat rack. I had it priced at $40 though, and it just did not sell. I guess maybe I had it priced a little too high. It did sell at $20, so it did go off to a good home at last. And the final clearance item that I sold this week was this little vase. It was a porcelain vase in a light green and cranberry or maroon there. Not too big of a vase. It sold for $4. I originally had it priced at $8, and I've had it kind of a while. I picked this up with some other stuff in a box lot at an auction. I mean, I wasn't really going for this item, but it was one of those really cheap box lots with a lot of stuff in it, so I ended up grabbing it. So you know, I made money on the other items in the lot already. And this is a vintage ashtray, a Florida souvenir with a Florida gator on it. Pretty cool colors, brown and some green and a little bit of like reddishy pink there. Sold for $12. It's a ceramic ashtray, by the way. I don't know if you can tell from this picture. Kind of can tell. And I do not remember where I picked this one up. This is a vintage Viewmaster, which I sold for $15. It's an older one, dark brown plastic. I don't know if you can tell from this picture, it almost looks black in this picture, but it's brown, kind of cool retro shape there. And I picked this up at a thrift store, but it has been a while. This is something that's been in the shop for kind of a while. This was one of 2 international orders this week. This is a vintage Kawasaki t-shirt, probably from the 1980s, it's gold with, you know, this green star print on it. This was a kid's shirt. It was a youth size 18, which is a pretty big youth size, so probably about the equivalent of a women's small, I would say. And I picked this up at a rummage sale back in the fall, although it's something that I recently got listed as I've been working through my backlog of stuff. Sold this painted lead animal in the shape of a donkey or burro for $10. I picked him up with some other lead animals at a thrift store. I think that was back in the fall that I got these, and I know I've sold at least one other one before, so I still have some others listed. Sold this cute vintage crewel kit for $7. This was one of those really tiny sized crewel kits. It was unused condition, though it was removed from the original packaging. All the supplies were there with the kit, and I do not remember where I picked this one up. I think this one came from a thrift store, but I'm not positive. Sold this vintage postcard for $6. This is the Masonic Temple in Rochester, New York. It was an unused postcard, a linen card with a tinted style design. And I think this came from an auction lot. Again, I'm not positive. Another craft kit. This one's a cross-stitch kit. It sold for $15. It is a scene from New Orleans, Jackson Square. And again, I do not remember where I picked this one up. I'm going to guess thrift store, but I could be wrong, totally wrong on that. I really don't remember. And here's the second 80s nostalgia item that sold this week. This is a Muppet Babies Live souvenir pennant. Sold for $20. It's a big-sized felt pennant. And I used to watch Muppet Babies when I was a kid, so it shows you how old I am. And then something else that I was into when I was a kid was Rainbow Brite, and I sold some Rainbow Brite patches. There were 2 of them for $8. Honestly, I don't remember these characters' names. Was it Boy Blue and was it Sprite or Tink or Twink or something like that? I don't remember. But anyway, these were something I picked up at a church sale back early fall, end of the summer. I can't remember, around then. And the last item I sold was my second international order of the week. I sold this mini Dymo label maker and an extra roll of tape for $15. I use a Dymo printer for printing out my Amazon labels, but before they were making those, they were making these little devices that print out those plastic tape labels, those old style labels, and I picked this up at a rummage sale. This is new old stock. Both of these were sealed in their packages. So thank you everyone for watching as always, and again, look for that haul video. Hopefully I find some stuff and do make a video, and again, if you're interested in merch, do tune in on the 22nd. But in the meantime, I hope you're all doing well. Hope you're not getting the snow that we're getting, and hope you have a great weekend. Happy selling, everyone!